I don't mind at all. Well, welcome. I feel like this is a comedy hour. Yeah. You've been waiting for me, haven't you? Well, what do parents want for their children? Isn't that why we came into education? I don't know. I heard there was a lot of money in there. Well, there is, but that's another story. I want to talk to you about, I want to talk to you about my custodians that I just talked to, my children that got in discipline. I mean, how could I change gears to do this? And then I come and listen to a fantastic superstar, and now you got to listen to me. So sorry. I have a formula for success. If we put these 4 things together, I know you'll agree with me. We put give you the best professional development. If we put the best tools in your classroom, if you give your students the best opportunities to practice, you think you're going to get some best results. But this puzzle is wrong. Because what's the most important part is the strong relationship that the kids make with you and you with them and them with science. If you don't have this, you don't have anything. Let me explain. Huh? Well, someone invited me to a hockey game. Love sports. Someone told me to wear my Sunday best, and this is what I wear on Sundays. Now, someone invited me to a hockey game. I knew nothing about hockey. It sure would have been nice if my friends had said, bring a sweater, a jacket, a parka, a blanket, and a bucket of hot lattes. But no, I froze for 2 hours, and I knew nothing about this game. But like you're sitting in this crowd, I had some wonderful fanatics who were just happy to explain what I was watching. So after a couple hours, I finally figured out what icing was. Yeah. And that was it. I did not have love at first sight with the game or anybody in the crowd either. So I didn't build any relationships. So at the end of the game, at the end of the day, I could say, yeah, hockey, I saw it. That's all I have. And icing. I know what icing is. Now, baseball. Drop the microphone. Baseball is not a sport. It's my life. It's the O in oxygen. Now, this I can talk to you about. I am not a spectator, and I am not in somebody else's house. This is where I live. Let me explain this. I was a little girl. Little girls could not play Little League, but I had brothers that my mother said had to go to Little League practice. Okay, she didn't say it. I said it. And then we had Mr. Dart, the most fantastic coach you could ever ask Little Leaguers to have. Taught me everything I needed to know about baseball. Still wasn't allowed to play, though. But I grew up and I went to play for the city leagues. And what Mr. Dart taught me was, you want the best, you got to be the best. And so I signed up to play only for the best teams. The best teams have the best players, the best coaches, the best equipment, the best time, and the best result. I got trophies. Love the trophies. But what made it wonderful were the people that I played with. We showed up for each other, and we made a commitment to our team. And we made a commitment that I'm going to be the best player I can be because my team needs me. And we never insulted each other. We always uplifted each other. That's okay, do it again, no problem. Good swing, all right. Hey, how'd you do that? Let's try that again next time. The other thing that my coach brought was tools for everybody. But Bubba doesn't play like everybody. I had to have my own bag. I had a bag with my gloves, a catcher's mitt, a pitcher, first, third, shortstop, infield, what's left, second base, and outfield. I had a whole bag just for the gloves and spares because they tear. I play rough. And bats. I had to have a bag for all the bats, different weights, different heights, aluminum, wooden, and only for me. I was a selfish player. I never allowed anybody to play with my tools. Why? Because it was important that I was always prepared and ready for my team. We were going to win, right? And we did. I'm a winner because I belong to winners. Now, when I grew up, I got to be a citizen of Anaheim. So I had to support the team. I became a season ticket holder, right? But it's not about the relationship that I have with the front office with money. I got to tell you, I've been with them for 15 years now. And the front office, they always call me, season or not season. I get emails all the time. Justin comes up to my seat just to see how I'm doing, just to check in on me. I said, Justin, I'm gonna renew my season tickets. You don't have to come up here, right? He goes, no, do you need anything? No, I'm really great. But they would also invite me to things like to the dugout. I actually got to the dugout several times and pretended I was Mike Scioscia. Yeah, except my team wins, right? Did I say that? I said that, Mike Scioscia, you got it. Okay. I also got to play on the phone, pretend I was a press conference, you know. Jumbotron, I got into a dance-off. I got into a dance-off with the people on the Jumbotron. That was so much fun. I won, right? By applause, I won. When they found out that my house had been robbed and that I lost all my World Series stuff, the front office got together, the Angels organization got together, and they brought all these things to my seat. Tim Salmon autographed a ball for me. Howie Kendrick and Jose Mota, they adopted my school. They came to my school and brought the president of Toshiba, who happened to also bring me a printer. So I remember them well, don't I? And then the clubhouse, the visitors' clubhouse, they invited me up there and they put my name on one of those lockers. That's my tiny house. I live there now. The guy who takes care of the place, his name is Bubba. He's a brother from another mother and father. Got his autograph too. What makes all this special is the people that I'm with, the people that I develop a game. Yeah, I love the game. This year and last year and next year, I'm going to go on a weekend to with Home Run Heroes. Home Run Heroes gets together with Nana's house, and we bag food for our homeless children so that we make sure our kids have food on the weekend, not just breakfast and lunch during the week. Now, Bubba, what does all this have to do with next generation science? Everything! Were you excited about when I talked to you about hockey? No. Were you well, there's my hockey. When I was a kid, I was in somebody else's house. I did not understand what my teachers were telling me. I remember 3 days, because I'm old, but I remember 3 days, as I think back in my youth, 3 days. One, a white piece of paper, and I'm trying to figure out if the answer is A, B, C, or D. I love math, so I was trying to figure out the probability. So I took all the letters, all the numbers. I go, okay, how many B's have I have? How many C's, how many D's? That's got to be B. I'm really good at math. I got a B on that test. But it ruined my grade point average. No, that's what I remember, that grade point average. The other thing I remember was spinach leaves. The only thing I remember about spinach leaves is that we were questioned by the odor if those were really spinach leaves. Hey, I don't know, so our biology teacher told us to put them in an oven, right? And then the other one, my favorite, was this guy right there. Dissecting frogs. That's when the universe spoke to me and said, Bubba, you will not be a surgeon. You're good at figuring how things work. Take them apart. But when you put them back together, you just can't have a spare kidney. You just can't, right? But you're like probably saying, but you're a teacher. I know, I'm a teacher. I teach science the way it was taught to me. In a book, the bigger the picture, the more important the concept. Especially if they were in color. Second thing, you look for bold words. That's right, important. But the most important, you see it, what color? Yeah. the yellow highlighted box going to be on the test. Okay? Did you ever figure out why, of all the books that we have in our classrooms, science books are the shiniest, cleanest ones? And you break the bind, fold it, because they've never been opened before, right? Well, I was taught the old way with the film strips, but eventually I got lucky. I got technology. I got computers, where we got to watch videos, really nice videos of fanatics telling me what I was watching. So at least I have videos. And then we got really super fantastic computers with much fancier videos, with more special effects. Then I was rescued. TASIB, transforming academic, cultural identidad through biliteracy. We thought we were transforming students' academic, cultural identity. They actually transformed me, because this is when I started to understand science. I know, it was only 6 years ago. I know, I was only 16. TASIB is a project led by CSU Fullerton, a bunch of wonderful professors, in collaboration with some Anaheim teachers. We had high school teachers, middle school teachers, elementary teachers, and together we learned what next generation science was all about. But not only did they teach us at the university level, because we used to go there too, they sent us here. Is Janet here? Janet Yamaguchi? Janet Yamaguchi! Oh my gosh, she's my coach. She's my coach for life. Janet was wonderful. There's Janet. I gotta put this thing down. Here's Janet. Welcome to the table. Here's the binder and the standards. But she would do more like this. Here are the standards and the content. And we're gonna watch some videos. But that's okay, because I walked in like, yeah, but what are we gonna do with that strawberry and that kiwi and the spaghetti and the marshmallows and the M&Ms? I mean, Janet used food and got my attention, right? Food works. But what Janet did is, yes, we don't throw out everything. She taught us that there's a place for binders and papers and note-taking and videos, but you have to have the toys. You have to let the kids play science. Play science, like y'all have been explaining. But Janet would not only give us a chance to opportunities to play science, she would give us these bags. May I borrow? I'd walk into my classroom. They were white. And my students were like, yes, we get to play science. Yes. And they were right. We got to play science. Science became part of our everyday life. Not only did they get to learn to play science because Janet taught me, I taught them, the professors would come to our classroom. We would connect elementary, middle school, high school, university, all at one time. But we included probably the most important part, their parents. We had to treat this like the most critical part of the puzzle. Because if the parents don't believe, it's really hard for their kids to get to the university. So our job was to show them, transform their identity of who they are. They are parents of scientists. And through the workshops, both after school and in our classroom, we started transforming our identity of who we are. And just like my ed talkers, not tacos, talkers. My ed talker said, it's about the relationship that they make with science. It's the collaboration. It's the communication. It's the creativity. It's the critical skills. It's them and us. And remembering everything we do by opportunities to play science. Mark reminded me of a story that we had brought parents here And a parent came up to me and she said, Bubba, because she's an adult. She said, Bubba, I wanted my child, I would have been happy if my daughter would have grown up to be a hairdresser, because she was a hairdresser. She goes, I would have been happy if my daughter would have grown up to be a hairdresser. But now, I see possibilities. I see possibilities for my daughter. Question at the beginning is, what do parents want? They want their kids to have a better life, better education, better job, a better world than they're living. How do we do that? Well, the secret is already out. It's the next generation of scientists that are sitting in our classrooms. They are the ones that are bringing us the next cures, the next solutions. They are the ones, where's my clicker? They are the ones actively involved in the lives, parents, teachers, students, so that they can build the better world. They need each other, and we need to help them get there. Thank you.